Hello F1 fans and welcome back to our channel F1 Racing. So fans, the most exciting debate of the season, Verstappen or Perez in the Miami Grand Prix. After a thrilling performance from Sergio Perez at the Azerbaijan GP, the gap between him and his teammate Max Verstappen has shrunk to just 6 points in the Drivers' Championship standings. This has ignited a fiery discussion among fans and experts alike about who will come out on top in the upcoming Miami Grand Prix. The recent performance of Sergio Perez at the Azerbaijan GP has thrown a curveball in the Red Bull Racing team dynamics. With just a 6-point gap between him and his teammate Max Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship standings, the question on everyone's mind is who will come out on top in the upcoming Sunday's Miami Grand Prix. It's a battle between youth and experience, with Verstappen being the young and aggressive driver who has already shown his skill on the track this season, and Perez being the experienced and seasoned driver who seems to have finally found his rhythm at Red Bull Racing. As we approach the Miami Grand Prix, the excitement and anticipation among fans and experts alike are palpable as we eagerly await to see who will take the checkered flag. As the two drivers battle it out on the streets of Miami, one thing is certain: it will be a high-octane, adrenaline-fueled race that will keep fans on the edge of their seats from start to finish. So buckle up, grab your popcorn, and get ready for the ultimate showdown between Verstappen and Perez in the Miami Grand Prix 2023. Now, let's start our video. This weekend's Formula 1 Grand Prix in Miami will determine whether or not Sergio Perez takes the lead in the Formula 1 World Championship for the first time in his career. The Mexican driver, who is 33 years old, has already won 2 of this year's first 4 Grand Prix. A third victory in the next 5 races would put him ahead of his Red Bull teammate, who is the incumbent double world champion. Following his 2 victories in Azerbaijan, where he took first place in both the Saturday sprint and the main event on Sunday, Perez declared, "I really believe that we are in the fight." Jenson Button, a former McLaren colleague and the world champion in 2009, is impressed by Perez and thinks that if Perez can pull out a win in Miami, it will be a significant thing for him and give him a huge confidence for the season. Button won the world championship in 2009. Button expressed his belief to the press, saying, "I think he has a chance to fight for the championship." The Button also recognised that Verstappen is a challenging teammate. He says, "Max has to be the toughest teammate because he just gets out there and gets it done in terms of speed. I think we will only know when we go to the next race. Kind of a street race as well. If he can pull out a win there, I mean, that would be a massive deal for him, and I think that would give him confidence for the season." Button made the following statement in reference to Perez's lack of consistency. "We haven't seen him throughout the season be as competitive as Max. Max is on it every weekend." Lewis Hamilton, pretty much every weekend, if not every weekend. It's possible that won't be the case with the car this year. However, this is a typical racing strategy they employ, which is one of the reasons why they are so difficult to defeat over a season. Whereas Checo, Perez has had a great deal more of a rollercoaster ride. When you're up against Max in a competition like that, it's going to be much harder for you to come out on top. Therefore, I believe that Sergio's biggest problem is a lack of consistency. Cohesiveness is necessary to extract it from the bag. However, if he is successful in Miami, I believe he can compete for the championship. Regarding the opinions of other people, Button claims that he is not the only one who supports Perez's candidature. After the most recent race in Baku, which fell short of expectations due to a lack of drama and overtaking opportunities, the neutrals in Formula 1 are hoping for a more exciting event. This season, Red Bull has been victorious in every Grand Prix that has been held, leaving its competitors in the dust. The heat and humidity of the Miami Grand Prix make it one of the most difficult races of the year to compete in physically. The race is also one of 3 Grand Prix that will take place in the United States this year. The addition of the Las Vegas Grand Prix in November will add to the excitement surrounding the event. Alpine, owned by Renault and did not score any points in Melbourne or Baku, will try to make up ground on Red Bull, as will other teams such as Aston Martin, Ferrari and Mercedes. Alpine also needs a great result because it scored no points in the previous 2 races. As the Formula 1 season of 2023 continues, it is becoming increasingly apparent that Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, both of whom drive for Red Bull, are the leading candidates for the championship. Every race has been won by the team so far, and the most recent victory, which Perez achieved in Azerbaijan, has brought the gap between Verstappen and Perez down to just 6 points. According to Perez, his recent victories in Azerbaijan and Jeddah have given him the belief that he can come out on top regardless of who he is competing against on the track. He says this has given him the confidence to take on any opponent. He also admits that he wants to win the championship just as much as Verstappen does, but he maintains a high degree of respect for his colleague despite the fact that they are competitors in the same race. Perez is optimistic that he and Verstappen will continue to race against each other while maintaining a respectful friendship despite the disagreements that have occurred in the past between them. Perez's triumph in Azerbaijan served as a timely reminder of his capabilities, and it boosted his confidence in the next race, which will take place in Miami. However, due to Red Bull's unrivaled performance, it is difficult to imagine any other team giving Verstappen and Perez a run for the title. If Perez prevails in Miami, it will be the first time in his 13-year F1 career that he has taken the lead in the championship standings. Mexican Formula One driver Sergio Perez is a member of the Red Bull racing squad and competes in the sport at the present time. Perez began his racing career in go-karts at an early age. He was born on January 26, 1990 in Guadalajara, Mexico, and he began his racing career in go-karts. Before heading to Europe to compete in a variety of junior categories, he quickly rose up the ranks in Mexico, where he originally competed and won multiple championships. When Perez signed with the Sauber team in 2011, he officially launched his career in Formula One. He finished on the podium multiple times during his first season, including a second-place result at the Malaysian Grand Prix. He finished the year in 16th position overall in the standings. Perez joined Jenson Button at McLaren in 2013 following a switch to that team from Sauber, where he had spent the previous 3 seasons. Even though he turned in some impressive performances, he had difficulty getting used to the car and ended up finishing the season in 11th place overall. 2014 marked Perez's return to the then still unnamed Force India team, which had recently changed its identity, and it was there that he cemented his reputation as one of the most consistent drivers competing. He finished the season in 10th position overall, despite having many finishes on the podium, including a third-place performance at the 2014 Bahrain Grand Prix, including 1 podium finish. In 2019, Perez made the transition to the Aston Martin squad, which had previously been known as the Racing Point team. He maintained his great performance throughout the season, landing on the podium multiple times and ultimately coming in 4th place overall. Perez joined the Red Bull racing team in 2021 and was paired with Max Verstappen during his time with the organisation. His first victory for the team came in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, despite the fact that he had difficulty getting used to the car at first. Since then, he has established himself as a consistent contender for race victories. He is the current champion of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix 2023 as well. He is presently in 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship, trailing only Max Verstappen by a mere 6 points. Because of his calm driving style and his ability to keep his tyres in good condition over extended periods of time, Perez is an extremely important asset to any team. In addition to this, he is well liked by everyone in the paddock, and he's received accolades for his work ethic and sportsmanship. Off the track, Perez is active in a number of humanitarian efforts, notably the Checo Perez Foundation, which offers assistance and resources to disadvantaged youngsters in Mexico. So that was about the history of the efforts and achievements of Sergio Perez. Do tell us in the comment section below what you think about his performances throughout his career. So now let's talk about the coming weekend's Grand Prix and about Miami track and players. The 5th race of the 2023 Formula One season will be the Miami Grand Prix, and it will be the first of 3 races that are slated to take place in the United States of America. The event will take place at the Miami International Autodrome, a temporary street circuit with 19 turns, built and demolished every year for the Formula One event. Max Verstappen of Red Bull took first place in the inaugural race held in Miami in 2022, and Sergio Perez of Mexico achieved his 6th career victory and became the first driver to win the Grand Prix twice at Baku during the last race weekend of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Both of these accomplishments occurred during the Azerbaijan GP. Overtaking areas are located between turns 10 and 11, 16 and 17, and 19 to 1 on the Miami Grand Prix circuit, which also has the second fastest straight on the calendar between turns 16 and 17. Because of the track's unpredictable nature, drivers must be quick to adjust their speed and level of control. The Miami Grand Prix will consist of 57 laps and will take place on a hybrid street circuit configuration. During the improvised race weekend, temporary infrastructure will be erected in order to support the race. Due to the fact that Miami has a coastal climate, the teams may find themselves in a particularly difficult situation due to the weather during the race weekend in Miami. In terms of the 2023 drivers' standings, the Dutchman, Max Verstappen, is now in first place with 93 points, while his teammate Sergio Perez is in second place with 87 points. Fernando Alonso, a seasoned race car driver who has won the Formula One Championship twice, is now in third place with 60 points. Red Bull, the reigning champions, have seized a commanding lead in the constructors' standings with 180 points, while Aston Martin in second place with 87 points is a significant distance behind. In the race that took place 1 year ago, Charles Leclerc of Ferrari was in the pole position. However, he was unable to convert that performance into a victory in Sunday's race, which Max Verstappen, the current world champion, won. Leclerc moved into position 2, and his teammate Carlos Sainz Jr. moved up into position 3. Because of the problematic curbs, the Miami circuit did not immediately win over the hearts of all the drivers or the spectators who followed the sport when it first opened. On the other hand, the race course has had its surface redone for this season, and several curbs deemed superfluous have been eliminated. The management has responded to criticisms of the organisation's lackluster performance by providing unique VIP opportunities. The fact that Miami has a tropical monsoon climate and that the rainy season begins in May, which could have an impact on the race, was discussed in reference to the weather forecast. The current weather forecast for the Miami Grand Prix 2023 says there is a low likelihood of rain occurring over the race weekend. However, as is the case with any activity that takes place outside, the weather is subject to sudden and unexpected shifts. Therefore, it is important to keep on top of the most recent weather reports. So, to conclude, the ongoing battle that has been taking place within the Red Bull Racing team between Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez has unquestionably contributed an intriguing new facet to the Formula One season that is now underway. Even though Max is in the lead for the championship at the moment, Sergio has proven that he is an invaluable asset to the team and that he is capable of giving Max a difficult race on the track. It is interesting to note Sergio Perez's perspective in this rivalry because he has acknowledged the difficulty of competing against a talented driver like Max Verstappen. This makes it interesting to mention Sergio Perez's perspective. On the other hand, Sergio's upbeat demeanour and dogged pursuit of performance enhancement suggests that he is not the type of person to shrink from a test of his mettle. It will be very interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out for both Max and Sergio, as well as if Sergio can continue to battle Max and perhaps even give him a run for the championship title. In any event, the competition that exists between these two drivers will undoubtedly result in some exciting races in the future. Therefore, weather forecasting has come a long way over the course of the years, largely as a result of developments in technology, as well as the unrelenting efforts of climate scientists and meteorologists. Even though there is no way for us to know what Mother Nature has in store for us, we can still make educated decisions based on the most recent weather forecasts and get ready for whatever the future holds. Keeping up with the most recent weather information can make all the difference, whether it's deciding whether or not to bring an umbrella with you or whether or not to take additional safety measures during extreme weather events. When you go outside the next time, pause for a moment to appreciate the incredible complexity and unpredictability of the climate on our planet. And don't forget to check the forecast before you go. Now, do tell us in the comment section below who you think will win Sunday's Grand Prix. So that's all from today's video. If you liked this video, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to share this video with your fellow F1 fans. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates and news from the world of Formula One. So, we will be back soon with another exciting video. Till then, take care and bye bye.